It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to The Local Show, the 2023. Well, it's still midwinter, but we've had a mild winter, thank goodness. I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my friend and co-host, usually, Steve Roberts, but he's out again, and I have Greg Angwin with me, and we'll introduce him in just a few minutes. The Local Show features conversations about local business. We talk to the business owners, CEOs, CFOs, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, business advocates, and other business-friendly organizations. We talk about how they got into business, why they do business right here in Syracuse, New York, and where their businesses might be going in the future. You'll hear all about their successes, challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We are broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. And I say a hearty, healthy good morning to my old friend, Greg Angwin.
Good morning. Good. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing all right.
All right. Good.
Here we are back together again. I guess we should probably prep people as to, if they want to turn the channel now, and let them know how we know each other. Greg and I are old friends. We met, it's got to be, was it 30 years ago we were at Prudential?
That's quite possible, yeah. Oh, that's right, Prudential, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I've been married for 30, so it's before that.
Right, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So it could be almost like 38 years ago we met and we were at Prudential, and Greg was doing well. They wanted to kick me out, and they did. And I said, geez, I got this DJ company. Would you like to get involved? And Greg, you were a musician, right?
I was all in, yeah. Just I hadn't performed in a long time, and just opportunity was good, yeah. So
it seemed like fun, and I brought you out on a couple of gigs, and you were like, hey, there's beer and food, and we could actually have fun.
We don't have to pay for it all. Yeah,
right.
So good.
So we had the DJ company together for quite a while, and we did well. We were doing close to 400 events a year with our staff.
Yep.
And our
second best decade of my life.
Yeah. And that's where Greg taught me how to eat clams, ladies and gentlemen, because we used to do a lot of corporate stuff back then. And I remember us doing a lot of clam bakes. That was wonderful.
Yes. Yeah.
And you were like, hey, you remember what you told me? You said you got to take the clams, you put them in the butter cup.
Yes. Extract them and just dunk them right in. Yeah. Leave them there for a little bit.
Yeah. Rather than, try to do them individually. That's great. Well, it's good to have you along. And you are, we should give people your title. What do you do? I forgot.
I sell big trucks. Big trucks to mostly municipalities. So my job at Conway Beam Truck Group is specializing in municipal business. So gotcha. I acquire statewide contracts and for the benefit of the sales force, so we can easier sell the trucks to our customers.
Nice. Okay. So we'll talk about that too, because you have a lot of insight into that world of transportation. Yeah, that's great. All right. So right now, coming up, we have Megan Queary. She's a nurse recruiter at the VA Medical Center. And then we're going to talk with Kevin Walma. He's the owner of 43 North Marina. And I think he's bringing his sales manager, Dave Fulgi. Mike Intaglietta is the executive director of the Landmark Theater. John Tomino is the co-founder of In My Father's Kitchen. He'll stop by. Stan Shane, Syracuse dog fence owner. We'll talk about their product. Attorney John Murphy graces us with his presence. He's the owner of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. We'll talk with Ed Ware, is the owner of Ware Brothers Carpet and Duct Cleaning. And then we'll round out the show with John Kupperman, the owner of Smith's Restaurant Supply, all on The Local Show. Megan Queary, we've had you on a couple times. You're a nurse recruiter, not a noose recruiter. recruiter by any means, nurse recruiter at the Syracuse VA Medical Center. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very good, thanks. So the VA, first tell us a little bit about your background and where you came from before you got into the VA.
Sure. So I am a registered nurse. Prior to that, I was a nursing assistant, and now I have my bachelor's degree or my master's degree, and I'm working on my doctorate. So.
Oh, you're working on a doctorate.
Very nice.
And get this, Greg, she's got 8 kids. That's incredible.
That's a lot of work and a lot of home. I don't know how you find the time. That's incredible.
How do you find it? Where do you go? Like,
you just find it.
How big is your house? Like, where can you go to study?
I wait till they're all asleep.
Yeah, that's something. How old is your oldest?
She just turned 20.
Golly.
Yeah.
And does she help out?
She's in nursing school too.
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
So she's dedicated to her studies right now. So
a possible recruit for.
She is. She's coming to the VA.
Yeah. All right. Good.
She graduates in May.
Very nice. And what's your husband do?
My husband is a federal police officer who also works at the VA.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
So you guys are all in governmental and all that.
We are.
What's the difference between the VA and a standard for-profit type? Well, you guys are for profit, but am I saying that right? Or are you a nonprofit?
So we serve one population.
Okay.
So we only serve the veteran population.
I see.
So where you have private and non-private hospitals, the VA serves only the veteran population. So you have to be a veteran to get services with us.
What if you're the wife or husband of a veteran?
So unfortunately, no. The VA only serves the veteran population. So for all services of care. So from primary care to emergency care to critical care to long-term care, we have all of it right on site at the VA.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So as far as your role, what is it?
So my job is to find the best, most talented nurses that I can to serve our veterans.
Okay. And I would imagine that you guys do everything, all kinds of surgery.
We do. We have a full surgery. We have, like I said, long-term care, short-term care, surgery. We have a spinal cord injury unit. So every aspect of your care, if you're a veteran, can be served at the VA.
That's got to be difficult to have long-term care as well, because usually those are in 2 different camps. So you have, the acute care and people who might need, medical attention right away. But then the long-term care, that's hard to keep that staffed, isn't it?
So actually our long-term care is pretty well staffed. It's our acute care, med-surg areas that we really need some
more help.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So why would somebody want to work there?
So we actually just instituted a new pay schedule for all of our inpatient nurses. So there's a little bit of a nice pay incentive right now that inpatient nurses would get, and federal benefits across the board for any area of the hospital. So definitely competitive, lots of opportunities and benefits.
That's very interesting. So to become a doctor there, do you get a lot of people who are in the military who end up being doctors?
So we do. So it's kind of widespread, though. I say we see more nurses that are veterans than doctors. Yeah. So
a lot of male nurses?
Yeah, it's a pretty good mix. I would say probably 25 to 30% of our nursing population is males.
Is it fun? Is it like a big MASH unit, like the old show?
So it's great. The culture at the VA is something you won't find anywhere. It's just a very unique and dynamic population that we serve. And then the culture of the nursing staff and really the whole medical center really reflects that.
Do you have any specialist type of equipment? Because I know that, somebody who gets hurt in war or, they come back and you might need special type equipment. Is there stuff you can't get at other hospitals?
So we do. So our spinal cord injury is state of the art, and it is really designed for veterans that have spinal cord injuries and stuff. And they're making some amazing advancements, and the VA really is at the forefront of that and, really supporting those veterans. So.
How can nurses get a hold of you?
So they can reach out to the VA directly. The number is 315-425-4400, and they can just ask for me. I'm the only nurse recruiter. So
excellent.
Yep.
And if you're not studying or wiping a nose of a kid, you'll be right there.
I'm there.
You are one heck of an inspiration to all of us. Thank you so much, Megan Queary, right there, nurse recruiter for the Syracuse VA Medical Center. You have a great rest of the day. Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Coming up next, we're going to talk with Kevin Walma. He's the owner of 43 North Marina and his sales manager, Dave Fulgi, and they're in the boat show coming up. So we'll talk boating on the local show on 570 WSYR. Stick around.